Buy, spend, give. Is anyone having fun? Does anyone feel good about giving these gifts, or is it an obligation? Alyssa and I were talking about this last night. And she was ordering stuff, and she's like, well, I got to get going. I'm like, why? Why do we have to get going? If you could, would you stop giving gifts? Holiday gifts, would you just opt out? 651-461-9226. Would you opt out on holiday gifts? This is a movement. And a new study came out, or a survey, I should say. And a third of the people surveyed said, I'm out. I'm not doing a holiday gift this year. Not giving gifts, the researchers said, is partially economic, but it's also a little bit of its own act of generosity. 60% say giving culture is out of hand. Now, good luck being the person who says to their family or to their wife or to their kids, we're out. We're not doing it. Man, I'm tempted. I am tempted. Nancy is in St. Louis Park on the CCO Talk and Text line, 651-461-9226. Nancy, would you ever consider just wrapping it up? Not wrapping it up and saying I'm done with holiday gifts?
No, not at all. I think that maybe some people get too overzealous, but we have 4 kids, and from the get-go, we have taught them how good it feels to give gifts. And
I do. I love
it's
it.
So fun to give people gifts, right? Like something that they're going to love and appreciate.
Is it still fun? I'll say, like, in my family, we've got the lists. Everybody has lists. And sometimes I feel like, are we really giving a gift, or am I just fulfilling an order?
Yeah. Well, there are people that operate like that. You know that. You've been to enough weddings. It can feel like that for sure. But my oldest son actually has opted out for the last handful of years, and it makes me sad. Like, it makes me feel like he's selfish.
Oh, interesting.
He could get something for his siblings, right? Believe me, he's got plenty of money. He's kind of looks like a Scrooge to me. Like we all sit around and open gifts, and it's joyful. I don't think you have to overdo it. And you're right. You don't have to buy them. You don't even have to buy them what's on their list, right?
Yeah.
That
Boy, that's interesting, Nancy. I hadn't thought about that moment, because that moment is unquestionably full of joy, right? The moment when you open gifts.
Yeah.
And if you've got one who's opting out, I think it's got to be an all or nothing, right? Like, if one is opting out, you're right. Like, that is sort of Scroogey.
It is. We're his parents, so we still buy him gifts, even though he doesn't want them. It's the same. It's like I'll see something and I think, oh my gosh, he's gonna love that. And
Nancy, you're my kind of gift giver. I like to do that. I like to see something that makes me say, like, let's give that as a gift. But it seems like the expectation, at least it's on both sides of my family now, it is the exchanging of the lists. And so the idea of, like, freestyling and finding something that hits is, I don't know, you then feel like you're going to get in trouble for buying something that wasn't on the list.
Yeah,
strange.
I hear you.
Good call.
It's like
Thanks.
Gift card. It's like, when people used to do gift cards, it's like, so I just gave you a $30 gift card, and now you're giving me a $30 gift card? Like, what is the point of that?
This is how I feel about gift cards, too. Exactly that.
Yeah.
You may as well just, like, I'll give you a $20 bill and you give me a $20 bill.
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
That's really good. Thanks,
Zero
Nancy.
joy in that.
Zero joy is right. Maggie is in Marshall. Maggie, could you consider that? Are you tempted by the idea of saying, like, forget it, I'm not doing a holiday gift this year?
Well, we kind of did that as a family a number of years ago. Our oldest was just started college, and the other kids were, in their teens or very close to being an older teenager. And so we just said, we are not giving gifts anymore. We don't want any gifts. We're not going to give gifts. And my oldest daughter just had kind of a fit about it. But a couple years later, she said, you know what? That was the best thing ever. Less stress. We just said, please come home and spend some time with us. As a family, we'll do a meal or games, whatever. But the best gift we could get was their presence. So that's what we've done, and it's been wonderful.
Do you miss it at all?
No, because we do still, with the grandchildren, we do feel we want to give them gifts.
Yeah.
So we still do the
Still do
gift
that.
to a certain degree. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Thanks,
Okay.
Maggie. Appreciate it. Lots of texts coming in, too. 651-461-9226. Third of people saying, I'm out. Would you do it?
I think Maggie sort of hit on something that it's not about gift or no gift. It's about rethinking what constitutes a gift, right? I did this a few years ago with my folks and my brother. I sort of sat them down and went, look, I don't need stuff. You don't need stuff. For the kids. Yeah, absolutely. We get gifts for the kids and let the kids do the kids stuff because that's part of being a kid. But for the adults, we just don't need more. We don't need a gift card and you give me a gift card. We don't need that anymore. So let's not do that. Instead, I sit down and I write a letter to each one of them every year. Talk about our relationship, what matters to me, how much I care about them, what they do for me, what I do for them, whatever. It's just sort of a heartfelt. I want you to know how I feel at this time of year because it's important to me that because we tomorrow's not promised to any of us and we don't know. So that's sort of the vibe. It's so to me, and the reactions I get to that are much better than any gift that I've ever gotten my parents or gotten my brother. Because there's just way more thought put into it and it's more of a personal thing and it doesn't. So rethink. So it isn't a binary of I'm going to get you something or I'm not going to do anything. It's I'm not going to be part of, the consumer culture craziness that we see every year. Instead, I'm going to do this thing and hope that expresses a much deeper sentiment than this gift card or that Black Friday deal or whatever it is, which isn't to say that you can't do that stuff.
Sure.
But I think it's worth a discussion about, can we reimagine what gift giving during a holiday season actually looks like?
Third of people saying they're out. They're just not doing it anymore. 60% say gifting culture is out of hand. Where are you? And if you've done it, if you've dialed back on giving, what are you replacing that with? Or is it just you're hanging out? It doesn't matter. 651-461-9226. Drive Time back in just a minute.
You're listening to Drive 30 WCCO.
This is a real issue that so many of us struggle with, and especially when you're in a different spot than your family on this. I love what Jan said on X. My family hasn't done gifts for a few years. It had started to feel like just buying off a list, but last year I had a frenzy of nieces when I had a giant pile of great purses that I no longer needed. And Jan said they all jumped at them like it was catnip. And
I thought frenzy of nieces was a new term for a group of nieces.
Well, right. Do I have a bunch? I think that's so fun. Like, if you have a circumstance where you can do something like that, like how cool is that? What, you have a great memory. You get to reuse something. Like, I'm not much for regifting. I'm not a big fan of that. But in this circumstance, like, how much fun, right? You sort of know your family and know what's going to work. For me, some of it is, I don't know, some of the reason I question this, and we have sort of modified the way that we do our gifts because the families get so big. So, like, my family has 18 people, like my parents. I got 4 in my family. My brother has 5. My sister has 5. My other sister has 4. Like, you just start adding it up. It's a lot of people. Gifts go to the kids, and we give our parents gifts. But the adult siblings don't give each other gifts. And we've tried different things. We tried like Secret Santa type thing where you get, you draw a name and you get a gift for that person. And it's, it's never great. Never great. Texters say no more gifts. Bake cookies instead. When our children got older, says a 612er, we did white elephant gifts. There was one that was passed from year to year. Everyone hoped they would not get that gift. We shook dice for gifts. It was fun. That sounds fun. We only give gifts to grandchildren. We go and pack meals as a family with our adult children and the kids at Feed My
That's a
Starving
really cool
Children.
bit to do. Yeah.
Much less stress. Yeah, I think, and look, I mean, I wrote a gift guide on my website and my Substack, so I'm part of the problem.
Well, see,
But I'm trying to get people to like be intentional at least and give things to that.
and that's
maybe
just
help.
it. I don't want to, I don't want to
I'm not
paint.
anti-gift.
That's just it. If you're giving a gift, that doesn't make you a horrible person. It's like I said, this is an opportunity to just broaden your definition of what a gift can be in a holiday time. And at what point do you get to a point in your life where getting a little trinket at Christmas doesn't mean as much as other things you can or could do?
Jason, I gave my son an expensive tool set one year. I saw it was sprawled out all over his trunk with a bunch of pieces missing. It's no respect for the gift I gave him. I think I'm done giving gifts. I do. So I will say this. I like picking out gifts. I like going to the market. I like shopping for people. My wife and I have a slightly different approach where she likes shopping for people too, but her concern is weighted in a higher degree to will the person like it? Or do they want it? Or are they going to use it? Like she's a little more practical about it, where I tend to be more, I think they would like this. It's about me finding something that I think reminds me of them. And so we mostly just argue about these things. It's a fun month. Jeff is in Sauk Rapids. We take some years off from buying each other gifts, Jeff. Some years we do trips. Some year, we kind of alternate how it is for the two of us.
Yeah.
But how about you?
Well, I've got 4 kids, and when they were younger, everybody got a gift card to their favorite store. And now that they're adults, everybody gets an assorted meat package box from Omaha Steaks.
That's nice.
It's under $90. It ships for free.
Yes.
And everybody gets one every year. I like to stay with practical.
That's a great gift.
Yeah. And now that they have families, well, this is practical.
Right.
And I only have one grandchild, and I presume that when his parents gets their gift box, they feed him.
Right. Very good. Thanks, Jeff. I did with my dad one year. I did a box of meats from like some butcher shop in Chicago that delivered to his house. And my parents really liked that because I was able to pick out like 2 of things. You know what I mean? Sometimes you do a food type delivery and you end up with this massive amount. Texture from 320 says, Jason, I used to love giving gifts, but everything is so expensive and people are too fancy now. No one appreciates a small gift. Interesting. I think there's some truth to that, right? Like you feel, and some of it, we do this to ourselves. Like some of this, we put the pressure on ourselves. Alyssa and I struggle with like, if we need something, we get it. And the things that we would want that would be more like gift appropriate type things, they do feel kind of expensive where it's like,
Sure.
well, I wouldn't want to ask for that.
Right.
Texture says, I'm God's gift to all of womankind. And
Nice that
that's
Chad's
enough.
still listening to the show.
I think it's wonderful. At what age do you stop giving kids gifts? 18, 21, after they're done with college? That's a good question.
It is.
Now, my aunt continues I am 50 and she still gives me a gift. And I've told her, I'm like,
Yeah.
you can stop this.
Which is all you can do. If it brings her joy to give you that little
It's so
something,
nice.
then
And it's still
God bless her, go do
whatever it is still, you're like, it's
Absolutely.
so nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. The parent gifts are tough. Although over Thanksgiving, we were home and my mom mentioned 2 things. I was like, oh, that could be a gift. Like, that's the key, right? Like, now is the time, instead of shopping the Black Friday or the Cyber Monday sales or fails, now is the time to be listening.
Use those as sort of seeds for.
My mom mentioned that she didn't have a good bread knife when I was cutting some bread. I was like,
ding, ding, ding.
And then she mentioned her speaker. She's got like one of those Alexa.
Sure.
But it's like 100 years old. It's one of the early, and the sound quality is bad.
Sure.
And she was like, oh, I was at my friend's house and she had a Sonos. Do you know what Sonos is?
It's, yes, Mom.
I do know what Sonos is. But you just tuck it away. You're like, that's pretty good. Oh, this childless auntie is done giving and giving. No thank you, no gift. I do think as parents, if you haven't taught your kids to give a thank you note, you've failed as a parent. Thank you note should still be part of life. Really should.